Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Preeti Kaur. Coming up in the next 1 hour, Indian Prime Minister to hold bilateral meetings with world leaders, followed by a meeting with CEOs of top global corporations to also inaugurate vibrant Gujarat Global Trade Show. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arrives in the United Kingdom to discuss defence, security and industrial cooperation with his UK counterpart. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrives in Israel seeking to avert wider war. Israeli military says war to continue through 2024 as it locates large underground weapons factory in Gaza. In women's cricket, India will take on Australia in the series decider today at Navi Mumbai. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has arrived in London on Monday for a two-day visit to the United Kingdom. Accompanied by a high-level defence delegation, the minister will hold a meeting with his UK counterpart, Secretary of State for Defence, Grant Shapps. Also, Rajnath Singh is expected to meet Prime Minister Rishi Sunak and Foreign Secretary David Cameron. Discussions on a wide range of issues such as defence, security and industrial cooperation are expected to take place. The minister will also interact with CEOs of UK defence industry and meet with the Indian community. The vibrant Gujarat Global Trade Show, ever since its inception in 2003, has constantly become larger with increasing list of exhibitors from across the globe. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating the vibrant Gujarat Global Trade Show on Tuesday. Domestic and international companies will display products and exhibits from e-mobility, startups, MSMEs and blue economy, green energy and smart infrastructure sectors.
Minister Narendra Modi will be inaugurating the vibrant Gujarat Global Trade Show on Tuesday, later in the day, and we are joined in by the General Manager of Index B, who is looking after the entire preparations for this global trade show. Sir, we know that the Vibrant Gujarat is happening after a halt because of the COVID pandemic. What's different this time? Because we have seen other global trade shows also earlier for Vibrant Gujarat. What's different in the 10th edition?
Nice to receive you, ma'am. Vibrant Gujarat Global Trade Show is planned with an objective to provide a larger platform to the participants at the summit. Summit has two components. One, the seminars and conferences where the deliberations are held on the various contemporary topics. Along with them, the physical presentations is required to be made and a networking opportunities to be provided where the like-minded people and the people facing same kind of a problem can come together and deliberate upon the issues for the wider solutions.
Can you tell us more on how many countries have put up their pavilions here? What are they showcasing for that matter?
Yes. Japan has been always a partner in the progress to the state of the Gujarat, and Japan is coming up in a big way, setting up the pavilion. They have the largest among the international pavilions, and hall number 1 of the entire venue, which has 13 different halls. The hall number 1 is dedicated to international pavilion, wherein there are 20 countries that are exhibiting over here.
Definitely, we see that the excitement is clearly visible, and the testimony is that the entire global trade show is completely booked, and there is no space for any other exhibitor to join in. With camera person Shamunath Mishra and Vinod Ojha, this is Meghna De for DD India from Ahmedabad.
India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on a two-day visit to the Indian state of Gujarat. Prime Minister will be holding bilateral meetings with world leaders and meeting with CEOs of top global corporations. Prime Minister will also be inaugurating the 10th edition of Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. The summit serves as a platform to explore business opportunities in the state for the investors from around the world. Around 34 countries and 16 partner organizations are participating in this year's summit. India's Ministry of Development for Northeastern region will also be utilizing the summit as a platform to showcase investment opportunities in the northeastern regions of the country. All right, Prime Minister will be inaugurating the summit, and to spell out more details, our correspondent Vishal Baristo is joining us from Gandhinagar. Vishal, good morning. Now we'll see the three-day business extravaganza will begin from tomorrow. Let us understand more from you. Is the stage all set, the preparations in place? And also, when we are talking of, the 10th edition of this summit brings with it a decade-old, decade-old opportunities, decade-old time frame of opportunities, time frame of India's vision to the world. Let us get more from you on all this.
Well, a very good morning to you, Preeti. Whenever you are in Gujarat, something or the other is happening, and today is the D-Day. Prime Minister is already here. In fact, he landed in Ahmedabad last night, and today in the morning he would be going to Mahatma Mandir, where he would be meeting the heads of states of Timor-Leste and Mozambique. In the evening, he is going to inaugurate the trade show. And the highlight of this whole show is that the President of UAE, Nahyan, His Highness Nahyan, would be here in Gujarat, in Ahmedabad. And as you heard the gentleman saying that the whole show is booked. In fact, the show is divided into two parts. One is the trade show, and the next part is the Global Gujarat Summit, which has a theme, Gateway to the Future. And Gujarat is leading the country. Gujarat is showing the way. And apart from Japan, there are many other countries that are also participating in this show. There are different themes. Artificial intelligence, startups, green economy are some of the issues that would be highlighted in this event. And the whole focus is on making Gujarat and self-reliant India. So India is coming up in a big way, leading the global south and showing the world that it is going to join the elite club of the developed countries shortly. Preeti?
Also, Vishal, you must have interacted with the participants, because participants from 24 countries are present, and they will be making use of this platform, given the way India will be presenting itself as an investment destination. Can we get more on this as well? Talking of their expectations.
Well, certainly Japan has put up the largest pavilion, as you heard, and also there are other countries. Australia is there, the African countries are there, and they are all participating in this event. It is going to be an opportunity for them to increase their business, and at the same time they would be having a one-on-one with Indian businessmen as well. Now, there are other interesting things as well. Northeast is coming up in a big way, and it would be showcasing what are the opportunities that the foreign investors can explore as far as the northeastern part of the country is concerned. And we know there are 8 states, and it is the most beautiful part as far as the geographical conditions are there, and provides you a lot of opportunities and tourism and adventure tourism as well. So the 2-day show would be very, very important, and we are all expecting a grand show. The Prime Minister is expected to reach the Mahatma Mandir at 9:30 to meet the heads of states of Timor-Leste and Mozambique, and in the evening at around 3 p.m. he is going to inaugurate the trade show. Tomorrow is going to be a big day of the global Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit, and in the evening we are expecting the President of UAE to arrive in India. So many leaders are already here. Australia is one country that is also showcasing its strength in a big way, and there are other countries as well. And more than 30 countries are already here, and as far as the trade show is concerned, more than 20 countries have put up their exhibitions. So it is going to be an excellent opportunity. The world is coming out of the shadows of COVID, and we have seen how this vibrant Gujarat has come up in a big way, because it was the then Chief Minister of Gujarat, Narendra Modi, and it was his vision. And today it has become a global show as far as Gujarat is concerned, and it gives a lot of opportunities not only to the developing world but also to the developed world as well. Preeti?
All right, Vishal, also a quick mention of how big is this a platform for the Ministry of the donor ministry, which is aiming to establish more prominence and more popularity and the scope, or for that matter potential, of the northeastern region of the country.
Well, absolutely. I just mentioned about the opportunity by that northeastern states are looking at as far as the show is concerned, and they are showcasing their strength in a big way. Donor Ministry is looking after the northeast from Assam, which is gateway to the northeast, to Arunachal Pradesh, and it is going to be an excellent opportunity for them to showcase how and why people should invest there in northeast. The geographical conditions not only support the tourism sector but also in the energy sector as well. So it is going to be a very big day for the northeastern region as well. The ministry, of course, is supporting the northeastern region, but apart from the donor ministry, the highlight would be making Gujarat and self-reliant India. Preeti?
All right, Vishal, we'll leave it here. Thank you for joining in with those details. So that was our correspondent Vishal Baristo joining us from Gujarat, spelling out more on the expectations from the 10th edition of the Vibrant Gujarat Summit. We'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, let's turn focus to other updates now. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is due to meet Israeli leaders on Tuesday in a bid to prevent conflict in Gaza from spreading further. Earlier on Monday, Blinken met with Abu Dhabi's ruler, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Now, this is Blinken's fourth trip in the Middle East since October. He also visited Jordan and Qatar on Sunday. Blinken assured Arab officials that the United States opposes the displacement of Palestinians outside Gaza and instead wants Israel's Muslim-majority neighbors to play a role in the Strip's future governance. Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman stressed on the importance of stopping the military operations in Gaza and forming a path for peace in his meeting with Blinken on Monday. Meanwhile, Blinken stated that he found support among Arab leaders for normalizing relations with Israel. All this is happening when Israeli officials said that they are entering a new phase of more targeted warfare. And in the further sign, the war is spreading beyond Gaza's borders. A top commander of terrorist organization Hamas's ally, Hezbollah, in a strike in South Lebanon on Monday. Jordan's foreign minister, Ayman Safadi, said on Monday that it was unacceptable that the international community should allow Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to drag the Middle East into a wider regional war. He spoke with his French counterpart, Catherine Colonna, during a phone call. Israeli Defense Forces claim to have uncovered the largest weapons production site since the beginning of the conflict in Buresh, which is a densely populated civilian area in central Gaza. Israeli forces said that they located various components for long-range rockets capable of reaching northern Israel. Underground long-range rockets manufacturing facilities were also recovered. Light weapons and UAVs, explosives, mortar shells, accuracy enhancers and tunnel shafts reaching approximately 30 meters underground were also discovered. We're heading for a short break on DD India News Hour, but after the break, world's biggest tech companies descend on Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show 2024. Bhutan votes in the final round of national elections for a new parliament that will form the Himalayan Kingdom's fourth government. And scientists are trying to find out the amount of microplastics in the Antarctic using nuclear science.
Wherever news breaks, whatever it takes.
Connecting corners, cutting across continents.
Stories that matter from across the globe.
Accurate, authentic journalism that serves you right. From politics to glamour, from sports to world affairs, with a fusion of aesthetics and substance. Introducing news in a new avatar. Experience the world through a new lens. Stay tuned to DD India for an exciting journey beyond borders.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour and I'm Preeti. A quick look at international updates. We get two updates on Russia-Ukraine war now. The regional governor of Belgorod, Vyacheslav Gladkov, said that Russian air defense units downed 10 air targets approaching the city of Belgorod near Ukrainian border on Monday. 3 residents were injured in the shelling. The governor added that the windows were blown out in 2 multi-storied apartments and several cars were also damaged. Attacks from Ukraine have targeted Belgorod in the last few weeks. Earlier, 25 civilians, including 5 children, were murdered by a missile and a drone attack last month. Ukraine's Minister of Internal Affairs, Ihor Klimenko, released a video on Monday showing a man being rescued from under the rubble in the eastern city of Zmyv following heavy Russian bombardment. 2 people were saved while 1 person remained trapped under the house's ruined remains, with rescuers searching for survivors. An industrial site and educational facility were damaged in missile strikes in the region during the early hours on Monday. Russia claimed to have launched military-industrial attacks on Ukrainian targets from both sea and air. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz said majority of countries in the European Union were not delivering sufficient weapons to Ukraine to help it battle the Russian invasion. On Monday, in a joint news conference with Luxembourg's new Prime Minister Luc Fredrin, Scholz called upon allies to increase their efforts. The Chancellor added that he was confident that the bloc would agree to its proposed €50 billion aid package for Ukraine at an upcoming emergency summit on February 1st.
Important as Germany's contribution is, it alone will not be enough to guarantee Ukraine's security in the long term. I therefore call on our allies in the European Union to also step up their efforts in favor of Ukraine. In any case, the arms deliveries for Ukraine planned by the majority of the EU member states to date are too small. By the European Council on February 1, at least the latest, we need as precise an overview as possible of what concrete contribution our European partners will make to support Ukraine this year.
Ukrainian truckers remained stranded at the Polish border on Monday, facing freezing temperatures, waiting to re-enter their country. A 12 kilometers line stretched from the Rebin border crossing point with no end to the crisis in sight. Polish truck drivers have been blocking several crossings with Ukraine since November 6th. They are demanding that European Union reinstate a system whereby Ukrainian companies obtain permits to operate in the bloc. French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne resigned on Monday following recent political turmoil over the new immigration law, paving the way for President Emmanuel Macron to seek fresh momentum by appointing a new government in the coming days. In her resignation letter, Ms. Borne suggested that she resign at Macron's request, citing the president's will to appoint a new prime minister. United States has lashed out at pro-Palestinian protesters who blocked several New York City bridges and a tunnel on Monday. Protesters were demanding an immediate ceasefire in the 3-month-old Israel-Hamas conflict. Later, police arrested hundreds of them and reopened the roadways. Entrances to the Brooklyn, Manhattan and Williamsburg bridges across the East River, as well as the Holland Tunnel connecting New York City with New Jersey across the Hudson River, were blocked. New York City Mayor Eric Adams said the right to protest does not give people the right to block bridges.
The right to protest does not give one the right to block bridges and tunnels. The goal is to peacefully protest without doing major disruption to the cities. We need to do everything that's possible to end anything that's going to take the lives of innocent people. But Hamas must be destroyed. They're a terrorist organization. Their barbaric act on October 7th cannot be ignored. Every hostage should be released and allowed to return to their families. And we need to find a peaceful resolution to what is playing out right now, really across our globe.
United Airlines has found loose bolts and other parts on the 737 MAX 9 plug doors as it inspects its fleet of Boeing jet. Boeing shares plunged to close 8% lower after the Federal Aviation Administration on Saturday grounded dozens of 737 MAX 9s after the panel blew out midnight on Alaska Flight 1282. Wall Street analysts on Monday viewed the accident as a temporary setback to Boeing, but some took a dim view of the incident as another in a series of quality problems related to the 737 MAX family of aircraft. An explosion at the Sandman Hotel in downtown Fort Worth, Texas, left 11 people injured. Video footages from the scene showed rubble in a Fort Worth street between two buildings. Out of those injured, one person was critical and two were serious, and the rest were with minor injuries. One person was unaccounted for after the search of the scene, the Fort Worth Fire Department said. Officials offered no details of the cause of the blast, but said that a family reunification area had been established in the Sundance Square pedestrian district. In his second campaign speech of the year, Joe Biden again attacked Donald Trump for refusing to accept that he lost the 2020 election and called him a loser. The visit comes as his campaign sharpens its attack on former President Donald Trump, who is the front-runner for the Republican Party's 2024 nomination. The president referred directly to the 2015 attack at the church. Biden described Trump as a threat to democracy, citing the deadly attack on the U.S. Capitol by Trump supporters in 2021, hoping to overturn the Republicans' election loss.
And losers are taught to concede when they lose. And he's a loser. So let me be clear, for those who don't seem to know, slavery was the cause of the Civil War. There's no negotiation about that.
A private U.S. lunar lander suffered a propulsion system issue on its way to the moon on Monday, upending the first U.S. soft lunar landing attempt in over 50 years as mission managers scrambled to fix its position in space. Space robotics from Astrobotic Technologies' Peregrine lunar lander had launched successfully to space on Monday from Cape Canaveral, Florida, aboard the first flight of Vulcan, a rocket by the Boeing and Lockheed Martin joint venture, United Launch Alliance. But hours after separating from the Vulcan, Astrobotic said that issues with Peregrine's propulsion system briefly prevented the spacecraft from angling itself towards the sun for power. While mission engineers regained control, the faulty propulsion system is losing valuable propellant, forcing Astrobotic to consider alternative mission profiles, suggesting a moon landing is no longer achievable.
Ground systems, spacecraft, the U.S. Space Force readiness poll includes electrical systems.
Ecuador has declared a state of emergency for 60 days, a day after Ecuador's most wanted prisoner, the leader of the Los Carneros criminal group, disappeared from the jail where he was being held. Ecuadorian President Daniel Noboa declared emergency on Monday and launched an operation to locate him. Adolfo Macias was serving a 34-year sentence. It is the first big security test for Noboa, a young businessman who took office in November, promising to crack down on soaring levels of violence in the South American country. The state of emergency deploys the military onto the streets and into prisons while setting a national nighttime curfew.
he dado disposiciones claras y precisas.
I have given clear and precise instructions to military and police commanders to intervene in controlling prisons. I have just signed the state of exception decree so that the armed forces have full political and legal backing in their actions. I call on the citizens, because this is everyone's fight, and to show their support, that things must change in the country and that our laws are not enough to live in peace. There is no room for opportunistic politicians to seek advantage amid a prison security crisis. We will not negotiate with terrorists, nor will we rest until we return peace to all Ecuadorians.
Con terroristas, ni
Taiwan's defense ministry criticized the mainland China government for increased balloon activity over Taiwan Strait and Taiwan Island over the last month. Days before a presidential election, some balloons have flown directly above Taiwan, with at least one detected around a military airbase. When asked about the balloons, China's defense ministry dismissed allegations of interference and accused Taiwan of trying to manipulate the election. Beijing denies it uses balloons for spying and says they are just weather balloons that are strayed from their flight paths. China's balloons grabbed international headlines in February when the US shot down one after it entered US airspace and flew across the country. Bhutan is all set to hold a general election today with serious economic challenges. National Assembly elections in Bhutan are being held in two phases of voting. The first was held on 30th of November last year. That was the preliminary round. And today, the 9th of January, will be the final round. All parties have promised to focus on reviving the economy. In the first round, the ruling conservative Druk Namrup Shoga came in 4th place and was disqualified. The DNT presided over strict and unpopular COVID pandemic measures and has been blamed for plummeting the tourist numbers and rising fuel prices. Today's runoff will be held between the Liberal People's Democratic Party, which came in first with 42.5% of the votes, and the newly established Bhutan Tendril Party, which secured 19.6% of the votes. Amidst the ongoing row between India and Maldives over comments by Maldivian ministers, several Maldivian organizations have called for positive relations between the two countries while terming the posts and comments as irresponsible. The National Boating Association, Maldives Association of Tourism Industry, National Hotels and Guest House Association, Maldives Association of Travel Agents and Tour Operators, and Association of Travel Agents of Maldives issued statements and releases condemning the action of the suspended Maldivian officials Malsha Sharif, Mariam Shuana and Mazoom Majid. The organizations noted that India has been a close and a friendly neighbor, first responder during crisis, and one who has helped Maldives recover after the COVID pandemic. Also, pressure continues to rise on the Maldivian government as several Maldivian leaders have termed the entire episode as sad, including initiating a no-confidence motion in the parliament. Let's take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from across the world. Consumer Electronics Show 2024 begins in Las Vegas to showcase latest technological advancements, including AI-powered gadgets, robots, holograms, and exoskeletons. Focus will be on finding consumer uses in devices for the visually impaired, safety systems, facial recognition software, and others during the 4-day event. The UN's International Atomic Energy Agency and the Argentine Antarctic Institute are conducting a joint investigation into the amount of microplastics in the Antarctic using nuclear science. The study will analyze samples from penguin guano, sediment, and seabed water at Argentina's Caroni Base and Monaco Research Center. Jonathan Majors, a rising Hollywood star, was dropped by Disney's Marvel after being found guilty of assaulting his ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari. Majors admitted in his first televised remarks that he should not have been in the car with Jabari. He is set to be sentenced on February 6th. Franz Beckenbauer, a renowned German soccer player, passed away at the age of 78. He captained Germany to the World Cup victory in 1974 and won the tournament again as manager in 1990. Beckenbauer was a classy and dominant presence for West Germany and Bayern Munich in the 1960s and 1970s. We're heading for a short break, but after the break, Gujarat all decked up ahead of the 10th edition of the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit that begins on 10th January. Stay with us as we get you a vibrant report on the 3-day business extravaganza. In the run-up to Lord Ram Temple consecration ceremony, Ayodhya gears up for an exclusive title of becoming the solar city of the country. How? We tell you ahead. Cold wave and dense fog conditions continue in Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh, even as the Indian Meteorological Department predicts relief after Tuesday.
In a world that never stops, where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information.
Welcome back after the break. You're watching DD India News Hour. Let's get you a quick look at the top stories once again. Indian Prime Minister to hold bilateral meetings with world leaders, followed by a meeting with CEOs of top global corporations to also inaugurate Vibrant Gujarat Global Trade Show. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh arrives in the United Kingdom to discuss defence, security and industrial cooperation with his UK counterpart. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrives in Israel seeking to avert wider war. Israeli military says war to continue through 2024 as it locates large underground weapons factory in Gaza. And in women's cricket, India will take on Australia in the series decider today at Navi Mumbai. Prasar Bharati Divas, also known as the Non-Resident Indian Day, is being celebrated today to mark the contribution and achievements of the overseas Indian community towards development of India. The day also commemorates the return of Mahatma Gandhi, the greatest Pravasi from South Africa to India in 1915, who led India's freedom struggle and changed the lives of Indians forever. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended greetings on Prasar Bharati Divas. In a tweet, he said, and I quote him, "This is a day to celebrate the contributions and achievements of Indian diaspora worldwide. Their dedication towards preserving our rich heritage and strengthening global ties is commendable. They embody the spirit of India across the globe, fostering a sense of unity and diversity." India's External Affairs Minister, Dr. S. Jaishankar, also extended greetings, saying, and I quote him, "On Prasar Bharati Divas, greetings to the Indian diaspora across the world. We take immense pride in your achievements. Your outstanding contributions play a crucial role in enhancing India's global standing." A book focusing on structural reforms and key initiatives undertaken by the Modi government to create a resilient ecosystem for India's future energy requirements was released by India's Union Minister Bhupendra Yadav in the national capital on Monday. The book, titled Modi Energizing a Green Future, is a collection of chapters edited by Bibek Debroy and written by distinguished decision makers, influential opinion makers and eminent experts, creating a synergy of views, supporting India's transition to affordable and sustainable energy that not only reduces emissions but also spurs economic growth and promotes sustainable climate investments.
भारत प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में तीनों विषयों में मिटिगेशन मेजर्स में आपने देखा है हमने रिन्यूएबल की क्षमता को प्राप्त किया, एडेप्टेशन प्रैक्टिसेस में हमारे देश में पीएम प्रणाम से लेकर मिष्टी जैसी योजनाओं को चलाने के काम में, और थर्ड जिसको प्रोफेसर विवेक देवराय कह रहे थे बहुत कठिन है व्यक्तिगत व्यवहार को सुधारना, लेकिन फिर भी मिशन लाइफ में आज हमने पूरा एनवायरनमेंट का एक मूवमेंट बनाया है। और इसके साथ भारत में ग्रीन ग्रोथ को बढ़ाने का विषय किया है।
The Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra is being undertaken across the country with the aim to inform people about the government welfare measures by ensuring that their benefits reach the targeted beneficiaries in a time-bound manner. The Yatra has garnered 110 million participations in 50 days. Also, the Yatra has reached the city of Chennai in the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu. The event marked the 50th day of the initiative, where India's Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal participated as a special guest. During the event, Prime Minister Narendra Modi engaged with beneficiaries of various central government schemes through a video link. Also, the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra reached the city of Coimbatore in the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. India's Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting, L. Murugan, took part as a special guest. While addressing the event, the minister emphasized on the Yatra's objective, which is to ensure total penetration of all central government schemes. The event was attended by officials from various government departments. Cold wave and dense fog conditions are likely to prevail in several pockets of North India, including Delhi, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh during the next few days. However, the Met Department has said that cold day to severe cold day conditions will prevail till Tuesday and decrease thereafter. The Weather Department also predicted a fresh rain spell with thunderstorm or hailstorm activity likely over northwest and central India on Tuesday and Wednesday due to another fresh western disturbance. Meanwhile, schools in Delhi and neighbouring regions are either closed or operational on online mode till January 12th. DD India correspondent Dipendu Mondal joins us live. Dipendu, good morning. We've just told our viewers that cold wave conditions continue in parts of North India. You're here in Delhi. Let us hear from you. How has the morning begun?
Well, good morning, Preeti. Here from Delhi. It's extremely cold outside. And, you know, the Met Department has already predicted that today could be perhaps the last day of this extreme cold mornings and extreme cold nights and evenings. There could be, as you rightly said, there could be a fresh western disturbance that could be hitting parts of northern India as well as central India from tomorrow, where we can expect some rainfall and relief in the extreme condition of cold. It will also, the rainfall and the western disturbance could also reduce the fog conditions along the central and northern India, where, you know, visibility in some parts of Punjab as well as in some parts of Haryana have reduced to almost zero. But Delhi is receiving a visibility of about 200 to 500 meters in the early mornings. Which is good, in fact, because you know, this is not delaying the number of flights that we were seeing in the early months of, in fact, in the late days of December. So the fog conditions here, particularly in Delhi, is okay. But in parts of Punjab and Haryana, many parts of, in fact, Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh are receiving heavy fog, where visibility is being reduced to almost zero. But, you know, the extreme cold conditions in the mornings and, in fact, you know, since the last 3 to 4 days, there have been visibly no sunrise in Delhi, and it has been cloudy. It has been very cold in the entire northern and central Indian region. But the situation is likely to improve from tomorrow or maybe from Wednesday, when we could see the sun up in the sky and people can get some breather from the extreme cold wave conditions.
All right, Dipendu, thank you for joining in with those detailed information. And the Indian Meteorological Department on Tuesday issued a forecast for heavy rains in coastal Tamil Nadu districts in southern India and Kaveri Delta region, following heavy rainfall in the region over the last 24 hours. Due to the weather condition, the state government has also declared school closures in several regions. All right, DD India correspondent Anbarasan is joining us from Chennai in Tamil Nadu. Anbarasan, get us the latest on the rains there, because we tell our viewers that it has been raining continuously for the past 24 hours.
Due to the cyclonic circulation in the Arabic Sea and also the Bay of Bengal, there is a moderate to heavy rain has been registered last 24 hours in the coastal districts of Tamil Nadu and also the Kaveri Delta region. Due to that, there is a heavy rainfall, particularly in the Nagapattinam district and also Kadalur district, where Sirgadi 24 centimeter of rain has been registered last 24 hours, and also in Chidambaram 23 centimeter. Due to that, there is however the normalcy has been not affected due to that because it's a rural parts, and mostly the paddy cultivation, actually this is a January where the paddy cultivation will be finished and it will be harvesting, and due to that there is a 30,000 hectares of land has been the paddy cultivation has been affected. And also the IMD is predicted next 7 days of rain has been forecasted for the Tamil Nadu, and particularly there is Arabic Sea circulation. Due to that, in southern districts, Tirunelveli, Tuticorin, and also in Kanyakumari, the next 2 days it will be a heavy rain, and also across Tamil Nadu, moderate to heavy rain has been forecasted for the IMD department. Right.
All right, Anbarasan, we tell our viewers that school closures have been announced in certain regions. Any other disruption of day-to-day activities that has been issued by the authorities?
Right now, actually, yesterday, actually, around 13 district school has been closed. But today, till now, the district administration didn't announce any school shut due to the normalcy has been not been affected, and particularly the Puducherry Karaikal region, where the urban areas there, the water lagging has been registered in some parts of Puducherry town and also in Karaikal, where some school has been water lagging issues are there. So the particular school administration also announced school leave on those schools, but across the district level, today there is no announcement of a school holiday.
All right, Anbarasan, thank you for joining in with those details. Let's turn focus to other updates. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit to Lakshadweep seems to have raised the stock of India's smallest union territory among people across the country. It won't be surprising if one sees Lakshadweep as the next tourism's hotspot, as it remained one of the most searched words online this week. Watch this special report by Tapas Bhattacharya.
Lakshadweep emerges as a picturesque paradise offering Indians a more affordable and equally enchanting alternative. As travelers set their sights on this untouched gem, the ripple effect on Maldives tourism becomes palpable. Will Lakshadweep steal the spotlight, redirecting the course of Indian travel preference? Let's watch this special report.
In 2024, India's scenic Lakshadweep Islands have emerged as hidden gem thanks to a strategic move by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His recent visit to Lakshadweep Islands showcased not just infrastructure development but also the breathtaking beauty of this untouched paradise. Prime Minister Modi's social media post featuring him snorkeling in crystal clear waters and relaxing on pristine beaches went viral, sparking a surge in Google searches about Lakshadweep. This newfound interest, with over 50,000 searches in a day, signals a potential tourism boon for Lakshadweep. The timing couldn't be more crucial. With Maldives, a once popular destination for Indians, facing diplomatic tensions and growing ties with China, Lakshadweep become a cost-effective alternative.
हमारी कंपनी पूरी होम ग्रोन मेड इन इंडिया कंपनी है, और हमने रिसेंटली जो सोशल मीडिया पे चल रहा है, जो हमें बयान सुनने में मिल रहे हैं मालदीव्स के गवर्नमेंट के रिप्रेजेंटेटिव से, उसके तहत हमने डिसाइड किया है कि अब हम आगे से कोई भी मालदीव्स की बुकिंग एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेंगे। हमारे देश में 3 लाख लोग हर साल मालदीव्स जाते थे, अब वो इस माई ट्रिप पे ये फैसिलिटी अवेल नहीं कर पाएंगे।
इंडिया के सबसे ज़्यादा टूरिस्ट मालदीव जाते हैं, और कोविड में हम ही ने उनकी इकोनॉमी को वो करा, पर जो मालदीव के मिनिस्टर्स ने हमारे इंडिया के प्राइम मिनिस्टर के खिलाफ और स्टेटमेंट्स दिए हैं, तो हमने अपनी कंपनी स्टिक ट्रैवल्स को कह दिया मालदीव भेजना बंद करो, और इंडियन चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स की तरफ से मैं अपील करता हूँ टूर ऑपरेटर्स को, ट्रैवल एजेंट्स को, वेडिंग प्लानर्स को कि आप मालदीव की जगह इंडिया के जो आइलैंड हैं जैसे लक्षद्वीप आइलैंड है, अंडमान निकोबार आइलैंड्स हैं, यहाँ पर अपने टूरिस्ट को भेजो।
The affordability of Lakshadweep compared to a Maldives is a game changer for budget-conscious Indian travelers. As Lakshadweep gains prominence on travel radar, it is not just a win for tourism, but a strategic move that might impact Maldives' economy, heavily reliant on tourism sector. Prime Minister Modi's call to explore Lakshadweep might just be the catalyst for a shift in Indian travel preference, potentially reshaping the dynamics of the regional tourism market.
In the wake of the diplomatic shift, Lakshadweep rises as a cost-effective haven. Prime Minister Modi's endorsement sparks a surge, potentially reshaping the tourism sector. The fact that Lakshadweep is much cheaper than Maldives will give a huge impetus to the cost-sensitive Indian travelers. With camera person Uttam, this is Taposh Bhattacharya for DD India from Delhi.
Let's take a look at other stories making it to the headlines from across India. India is ready to celebrate its 75th Republic Day on 26 January this year. The Republic Day parade rehearsals are in full swing in the Indian capital, Delhi's Kartavya Path. As the capital city battles with cold waves and icy winds, the contingent showcased their might as they marched along the stretch between India Gate and Rashtrapati Bhavan. Indian security forces were seen marching to the drum beats at Kartavya Path. The Western Indian state of Gujarat lit up beautifully ahead of the 10th edition of the Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. The state is gearing up for a mega investment summit with hundreds of executives to visit the state for a 3-day event. Over 50 US firms are scheduled to attend the event. The 10th edition of Vibrant Gujarat Global Summit is scheduled from 10th January to 12th January. International Kite Festival 2024 began in Gujarat on Monday. Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel inaugurated the festival by releasing the tricolour balloon into the sky. The festival has gained worldwide recognition, success of which is highlighted by the annual participation of kite flyers from all corners of the country. The Indian city of Ayodhya is all decked up with solar lights ahead of the Lord Ram Temple consecration ceremony, taking forward the vision to expand the use of renewable energy sources as far as feasible in the temple town. The state government has illuminated parks in Ayodhya with solar trees. The Indian city Ayodhya is on track to become the solar city of the country. A short break ahead, but after we come back, we tell you Asian markets gain as global investors await US inflation data. Indian President Draupadi Murmu to felicitate national sports awardees at a special function in Rashtrapati Bhavan today. An Indian women's wheelchair basketball team gears up for the 2024 Asia Oceania Championship starting from January 12th in Bangkok.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
Welcome back after the break. Let's take a look at updates from the world of business now. Asia stock indices were mostly higher on Tuesday after a tech-led surge on Wall Street as investors await the next set of US inflation numbers due this week, which could hint at when the Fed might start cutting the interest rates. In Australia, the S&P bounced higher after November retail sales grew by 2% month-on-month following a 0.2% contraction in October. The result is expected to take some pressure that might encourage the Bank of Japan to quickly exit ultra-loose monetary policy. Meanwhile, the Nasdaq closed with a gain of at least 1% for the first time in 2024 on Monday. Treasury yields helped lift mega-cap stocks, while a share drop in Boeing shares kept gains on the Dow Industrials in check. Mega-caps such as Amazon and Alphabet gained as Treasury yields fell ahead of readings on inflation and a new supply of government debt this week. The S&P 500 gained 1.41%, while the Nasdaq Composite gained 2.2%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.58%. An economic research report by State Bank of India reveals that the income inequality in India has been reduced substantially between the financial years 2013-14 and 2021-22. The report highlights that the 36.3% of taxpayers have moved from lower income to higher income tax bucket, resulting in 21.3% additional income. The income disparity of people earning less than 350,000 Indian rupees has also declined from 31.8% to 15.8%. Let's get to updates from the world of sports now. In cricket, India will take on Australia in the third and final T20 International at D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi Mumbai today. With 3 matches, a fair levelled at 1 each, Harmanpreet Kaur's side has a chance to beat the reigning world champions Australia in their own den and kick off the 2024 T20 International World Cup year in style. India have only 1 series win to show against Australia's 4 in their 5 series bilateral history. Their triumph in an away affair in 2015-16 sits atop in the list of achievements for this side. India were on a roll in the first game and thrashed Australia by a record margin of 9 wickets. But the batswomen cut a sorry figure in the second T20, suffering a 6-wicket loss. India's National Sports Awards 2023 will be given today at a special ceremony set to take place at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Indian President Draupadi Murmu will felicitate the athletes. Now, these awards recognize outstanding performances and commend the unwavering commitment of individuals and teams. Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award will be presented to the outstanding duo of Chirag Shetty and Satvik Sairaj Rankireddy, acknowledging their unparalleled contribution. A total of 26 exceptional sports personalities will receive the esteemed Arjuna Awards, honouring their sporting prowess, leadership and discipline exhibited consistently over the last 4 years. Earlier on Monday, India's Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur hosted the National Sports Awardees in New Delhi for a dinner. He interacted with all the players and shared his experiences.
स्पोर्ट्स को आपको देखने को मिल रहा है क्योंकि अब आप कंपेयर कीजिए ना कि हमारे पहले फैसिलिटीज़ कैसी थी अभी कैसी हैं। पहले प्लेयर्स हमारे गोल्ड मेडल कितने लाते थे अभी कितने लाते हैं, तो वो सारी चीज़ें चेंजेस आपको भी दिख रहे हैं। और जहाँ तक पब्लिक का सवाल है, जहाँ तक यंगस्टर्स का सवाल है, वो भी बढ़ चढ़ कर हिस्सा ले रहे हैं, वो भी पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं टीम कॉम्पिटिशन्स में। तो चेंजेस बहुत है और मेरा मानना ये है कि जितना आगे हम जाएंगे, जितना हम जैसे हम अपना यूथ देखते चले आ रहे हैं, जो यंगस्टर्स हैं काफ़ी टैलेंटेड हैं, और भी हमें प्लेयर्स मिलेंगे, तो मुझे लगता है कि इंडिया का और ज़्यादा नाम रोशन होगा क्योंकि बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स, बहुत सारा टैलेंट अभी आना बाकी है।
मैं सबसे पहले अपनी इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा क्योंकि जो स्पोर्ट्स में लास्ट टाइम कबड्डी में गोल्ड मेडल आया नहीं था, 3rd आए थे, और अब की बार जैसे हम गोल्ड मेडल एशियन गेम में लेके आए हैं, तो आते ही प्लेयर को अगर अर्जुन अवार्ड से सम्मानित किया जाता है तो काफ़ी प्लेयर मोटिवेट होते हैं। और वुमेंस टीम में भी, मेंस टीम में भी, और उनके कोच को भी द्रोणाचार्य अवार्ड दिया गया है। तो ये एक अच्छा है, एक नई शुरुआत है कि आने वाले टाइम में जैसे नेक्स्ट ईयर वर्ल्ड कप है तो काफ़ी इस चीज़ से प्लेयर मोटिवेट होंगे।
Like there are so many great sports persons who have received this award, so I'm very happy that I'm going to receive it. This year I have candidates coming up in Canada. I'm looking forward to the event and I want to win the tournament. Yeah. Anand sir has always been my inspiration, like ever since I started playing chess, so he always will be. And I also admire my brother Pragnananda. Like I'm able to witness his passion and hard work, the work he's doing for the game. He's also my inspiration. 2023 was a very memorable year for me. Completing the Grandmaster title or winning the Women Grand Swiss. I think both of them together are my favorite.
In a heartwarming display of determination, the Indian women's wheelchair basketball team is gearing up for the 2024 Asia-Oceania Championship that will take place from 12th to 20th January in Bangkok. Overcoming their disabilities, these players turn sweat into pride, aiming to secure a historic spot in the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games. All right, that's it in this edition of DD India News Hour. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and also Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Preeti Kaur signing off, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India News Hour.